We're travelling the world for the next 10 years, and I know what you're thinking. What on earth are we doing here?
Yeah, and what are we doing here?
Making this video.
Oh yeah, we're making this video. We're world travellers, as Sarah said, and we're seeing escalating costs right across the globe. Airbnb prices are through the roof. So we're making this series looking at potential hedges against those Airbnb costs. We've looked at narrowboats, we've looked at motorhomes. Today, we're looking at holiday lodges. So we're going to take a look at a couple of units here, and the first one we've seen that's piqued our interest a little is this one behind us, £81,000. But Sarah, what's the big plan we're thinking about?
Well, the plan would be to have a bolt hole here in the UK. How this happens is you can view the properties here, but then if you buy one, they actually move it to one of the number of parks around the UK.
And each of those parts comes with its own set of costs. So once we've seen a couple of these, we'll look at some of the benefits, tangible, intangible, and then we'll look at those costs. And also, if you're watching this from somewhere else in the world going, oh, well, we're not British, we're not going to watch this, stop. You can buy these too. And if you want to live a bit of the British way of life, you could get this for a reasonably small amount of money. And when you travel to the UK, rather than having to spend a lot of money on hotels and Airbnbs, you could stay in your own holiday lodge in the UK every year. How cool would that be?
Sounds great.
Let's have a look inside and see if it's actually worthwhile. This first unit's made by a company called Carnaby and is marketed at £81,871. It's got a nice cosy little lounge area and a pretty well spec kitchen with large cooker and hob, microwave, and a full-sized fridge freezer. Well, full size for the UK, that is. There's even a dishwasher and plumbing for a washing machine. She's moved in already. We've got a second bedroom that if we owned, we'd probably convert it into an office, and then the main bedroom with absolutely loads of storage and a shower room. The place we visited is called Salop Leisure, based in a town called Shrewsbury on the Welsh-English border. We chose this predominantly because there seemed to be an unlimited amount of lodges for us to look around. So let's just take a look at one more, just for comparison's sake, made by a company called Atlas. This one's cheaper at a price of £69,128 or $79,420 US. A slightly different layout with the kitchen spanning the width of the unit. And you can see, although similar, it is also slightly smaller. A cute little lounge that's flooded with light. Then going to the back of the unit, you see there's a little cupboard with a boiler. Again, a small second bedroom that would make a great office, and a shared shower room. In fact, the first unit we looked at also had a shared shower room, just didn't get it on video. And then the main bedroom has got loads of storage and a small ensuite toilet and sink. Welcome home. We've just moved in. Nice place we got here, don't you think? Not bad at all. Got a couple of nice sofas, and we can put the TV there, I think, Sarah, when we move in.
Yeah.
We've not actually looked at these before.
No,
We've spoken about it in the past, but...
And I, as a child, big caravans for holidays and things, but these are caravans. So different, and you've got all the home comforts. You've got fridge, freezer, dishwasher, washing machine.
Plumbing for, we haven't seen washing machines, but it does say plumbing, so we can get that in. Yeah.
Which would be an essential.
So the basic question, Sarah, is could you see yourself living in one of these for 1 or 2 months a year? Would that work?
It would, because I didn't realise how homely they felt. There's literally everything with central heating, which in the UK obviously you need during the winter months, but probably we would come back during the summer, but then you can see how cosy it would be.
Yeah, be fantastic.
Yeah, so I think, yes, I could see myself in that. The only thing, you walking around getting this camera set up and things, I'm sitting here, as I do, and it wobbling a bit. So I think that's the only thing. It's sort of, it's not a set.
A solid unit.
Bear in mind, it's not on a site. It's not actually installed anyway yet, so that may may not be the case.
Yeah, this is in a shop, so probably it goes on to bricks or so. I don't know. So
Yeah.
maybe it will get more stable. But
But certainly the kitchens are lovely. Everything is really nice, high quality.
Yeah. Good point you raised, though.
You know, I can see.
Can see us doing something like this.
Yeah. I'm easily sold. Well, we both are. That's the thing.
So to quickly recap, the concept would be is you buy it from a place like this, and then there are a number of parks all across the UK where you can situate it. So we'll talk about costs in a moment, but we want to talk about some of the positive benefits, either tangible or intangible. So we're going to get into that now. So first of all, what about some of the tangible benefits, Sarah?
It will give us a base, somewhere to come back to a couple of months every year, and it'd be somewhere where we could keep some stuff. So different types of clothing if we're going to different locations, different countries. So it'll just be somewhere we can call home and keep our stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. And then if we move on from there, remember what I said at the start of this video. It's a hedge, so you know what the cost is going into it. So this one we're sat in at the moment, I can see the price in front of me, £69,000. So you know what you're in for, and then you put it on a site. And as I say, we'll come to the cost in a moment. So if you're finding that prices are escalating for Airbnbs, hotels, as well travellers, then you just say, well, hang on, let's just head back to UK, go to your local supermarket, stock up the fridge freezer, and you've got a place to be. So onto some more of the intangible benefits. What comes to mind there?
Well, all of these parks seem to be in the countryside or on the coast, so you definitely will have a spot where you'll have plenty of nature, plenty of walks, hiking, and or on the beach. So
yeah.
That sounds ideal.
So I guess that's something to think about, actually, that you are often distant from towns. So you probably would need some form of vehicle, whatever that would be for you. So that's one intangible. The other one is we hear from people, again, like the narrowboat thing we spoke about, community. So if you are travelling and leaving this locked up for a long part of the year, probably people around you are going to keep an eye on your place. So that's another pretty good benefit. But let's now talk about some of the costs associated with this. So we've said about the cost of buying it. So this one, 69. Some others we've seen about 80.
Purposely haven't looked at the ones that are 120,000. So they're like double width and lovely.
So you get those with islands in the kitchen, all that kind of stuff. Not looked at that, but you can legitimately get one of these new for between 55 to 85k for the type of thing we've shown you today. You can also get these second hand. You don't want to go too old though, because there's a couple of things to know about this lifestyle, and that is that when you buy these and you put them on a site, that often comes with a license to be there for a period of time. Basically, the site owners don't want your ratty old lodge on their site 40 years from now, falling apart, making no one else want to live there. So normally you get around 20 years that you can be parked on a site. So if you buy one that's 5 years old, then you've got 15 years of that license left. So if we were to do a second-hand one, we'd probably do something 2 or 3 years old. So we've still got the opportunity of getting many years of pleasure out of it. That's that. Then if we look at the site costs really come down to where you want to be. If you want to be on a wonderful cliff looking out over the ocean, then you're going to be paying top dollar, or you can be more inland in a nice green space. So top dollar is probably £4,500, something a lot cheaper, about £2,500. But we say you can bank on about £3,500 for where you're locating it.
Another cost to consider is around the delivery and sighting of these places. So I think we have seen them included, certain ones, but most of the time they're excluded. So that would be delivery, sighting, getting a nice decking put outside, and we've seen that would be approximately about £5,000.
Depends on the size of decking that you want. It can go 10, 15 if you want something really elaborate. But if you're looking for a bolt hole, you can probably bank on about £5,000. And then we've spoken about in the other videos fuel. With a lot of these sites, you actually get the electric and water included in your site fees. But then if you're looking for, we got central heating in this one, gas, that's all down to how much you use and the prevailing cost of gas at that time. So we're not going to include that. You know what you're like. Some people I know, they won't turn the heating on for 12 months of the year. And then Sarah here, she'll turn it on a nice hot summer's day. So not at the moment.
No.
She's at a certain age, let's just say.
You didn't need to say that.
I didn't need to, but she is of a certain
I was
age.
going to say it's because we're coming back in the summer. But...
If you're at a certain age and you're a lady, this is a great time to buy one of these because you don't need any heating.
No,
Sarah
very cosy.
radiates perfectly for both of us, which is fine.
Another cost is kitting them out. So as you can see, everyone we've shown you, they've got furniture and that all comes included. But there's going to be the bedding and all the things for the kitchen, all the home comforts. So that's an additional cost.
Pool tables, snooker tables, pinball tables.
Yeah, just the basics.
All the stuff you need when you've got something like this. Other costs you want to think about is internet. Now, in the UK, internet is pretty spotty, but you can get SIM cards and you can get devices like a hub in your lodge in something like this, costing you no more than £20 to £25 a month to give you a pretty fast internet connection. Good thing about doing that is it's switch off and onable.
Well, they should be sort of fairly modern in design, and they've got to be easily turn off and onable.
So when you leave, you don't have to pay for that while you're not around. We come back into the UK, buy another SIM card, another £20, £25.
So I think that's probably all the costs that we know about. But as usual, if you are interested, do your own research.
Yep.
And just make sure you're aware of all those extra costs. So you've heard how I feel, but how do you actually feel? I
like it. We are going to be making a video where we compare this to narrow boating and to motorhome, and there's a big downside to this. If you can think what that is, put that in the comments below. But that downside I'm going to talk about when we get to that roundup video. Okay. But if we push that to the side, I like this. This does feel, of all the options we've looked at, the most homely, and I can absolutely see you've been traveling in Peru and Ecuador and Mexico and Brazil. You get back to UK, you come in here, you shut the door, you put your bags down, get the kettle on and relax. This would feel like home, I think, at that point. And to spend a couple of months, and if you got it in the right location, say, right, let's just chill here for a couple of days. And then day after that, there's a lovely hike, goes up round that tor or that mountain over there. Let's head off there. And you can really get that travel experience in the UK too. So I like this a lot. There was that one small problem. Put it in the comments if you know what that is. But we'll talk about that in the next video. So hopefully we've piqued your interest with this. We've spoken about narrowboating. We've spoken about motorhomes, and now we've spoken about lodges. But don't go getting the money out of your pocket until you've seen our comparison video where we put all three of these together. That'll be next time. There's only one more thing to say, Sarah, and that is...
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.